I've been in practicing since last 35 years, and I'm frankly speaking, once in a week I always have tears in my eyes because of I'm not able to manage my clients and their demands. And I always say I sleep before watching all the WhatsApp messages from all my clients, and I answer them. Still there are tears in the eyes, no? So the Indian clients are so demanding that you start from ground zero to selection of the cushion cover. And if there are stains on the marble floor, they will call architects. There's a labor who is sleeping. I remember we were doing the project for the Adani family. Adani and Ambanis are very known now in the country. So I was, and the lady of the house, she called me that, Hiren bhai, ek problem thai gao chhe, no? I say, problem? What is the problem? She says, worker is sleeping in our sofa, which we are supposed to put on our living room. In middle of afternoon in 45 degrees of Ahmedabad, no? I say, upar plastic nu cover che ke cover gaadi ne sui gao che. He said, no, the plastic is there, but he's sleeping on my sofa. I say, please you go back, we'll manage. So that's the duty of an architect. I mean, come on, you graduate from masters from US or UK, but you have to deliver, no? So I always tell everybody that, no, you really have to have so much of energy. Making a house is absolutely like making a movie that you start from zero to do, and your client expect not to have a single mistake. And we are all humans, so anyway. So apart from that, so there are lots of stories about that thing. I really admire. I have to come to learn the lessons from you, how to manage. And my client never call me for the glass of wine because they know I don't drink. And I have been designing such a lovely hidden the bars in Gujarat because you cannot drink there, but we have fabulous, beautiful entertainment spaces. But kudos to you that, yeah. I always tell everybody that when you design for your client, you have to see that it's how you deliver to that. But once you get the marriage of their kids, in after 10, 15 years, you have done a great job for that. So that's how I double check, and surprised I keep getting the invitation card. So far I'm also trying to do the best for our clients. Can you go to the next? That's the next step. The top one is the next, or middle one? Top one. Yeah, so the architect's life is complicated after the Instagram and everything. You are so much connected and so much of work everywhere. I always say that Instagram is not only a life. There is much more. You have to go and see. And rather than so I always say the legends, they don't use Instagram. No, that's what so you have to really go and study. That's many times I say Instagram is a Maya. Obviously, Instagram helps you to grow your business, but that's not a world. And वो problem होता है कि आज यार 50 likes हुआ और कल तो यार ये post में 80 likes हुआ था, and you get nervous. So we are falling in some different kind of world, and that's the kind of things we have to really learn about that, no? So yeah, it's a beautiful things I'm learning. I mean, the youngsters are masters in all these things. So anyway, when we had to do the presentation for this, the Maheshwari from my office was saying, "Sir, आपने શું क्या presentation करवानु છે? Karishma from iDAC and Pooja they have been asking for the presentation, and you have been traveling a lot." No, I mean last couple of days I've been traveling to Hyderabad, Indore, Nasik, Guwahati, Kolkata, and it's good that the connectivity is so good. Okay, you can go and sanje pacha to you are back home, no? But then you get exhausted, and I say, vicharisu, let's think what to do. And believe me, I have not seen my presentation. I told, I think Pooja got the presentation yesterday only. I said, Miki, evu kone yaar aapne ek saras naam api diye project no? Let's make a beautiful name. And I say, the tree speaks and the walls listens, no? So because we believe in creating lots of things connect to the nature, whatever the scale of the project, we try to do that. I say, I graduated from SEPT, and I did architecture. Interior came by default because pehle kuch kaam nahi hota tha. You never get the work for architecture. What you do, you start doing interiors. That's how you become your interior designer, because in our time there was no interior school. So that's how you do architecture and interior. And after my practice of 15 years, I got the wisdom to do landscaping. And that's something so amazing that you realize that, okay, if you are designing architecture, interior, and landscaping together, end result comes beautiful. So that's how we started doing it. I'm sorry if there are somebody in the stages who are a landscape architect. I'm taking away their job because I'm not the kind of trained landscape guy. But landscape is the one which everybody should try because nature cannot go wrong. If you plant trees here or there, eventually it is going to look beautiful and fabulous. Yes, you learn from your gardeners, you learn from your clients, you learn from your fellow architects, landscape designers, that's how you move on. So anyway, so I was telling Mickey that, Mickey, आपने कोई friend ने मलवा चाहिए. When you go to meet your friend, no, and you sit, what you do with the family? You go to your room and you open the wardrobe and you take out the photo album and you just open them and cherish, no, your great moments. So I say, come on, I'm going to Chennai to meet some of lovely people, young architects, some senior architects from me. They are all like friends. Who am I to say about the light ऐसे आ रहा है? No, I mean, they know what is the quality of light falling in your building or the kind of quality of the work or space making. Come on, we all know everything. So there's no point of talking about the picture itself will say whether you are good or bad. That you can judge. There's no point highlighting on that because everybody says their own perspective. Sometimes you say, I like it, I don't like it, but you can't say this is wrong and this is right. So I say, I will just open, let's share some pictures of our project like the way we share photo album with our friends of our travel journey and keep talking about it, and that's what it is. So I have now 18 minutes left. I have a couple of the pictures, I have no idea about it, but I will keep sharing of them. So this is a beautiful house in Surat. It's the front of a river bank, and client came. And client came to us, and Prasanth knows all this story. I'm repeating again. That client came from Surat, and they said, Mr. Patel, we love your project, and we want you to design the house. And see, we architects are very poor. I mean, you have been working so much. I was wondering how many site visits you give, and how much your clients are paying to you. And that's also a question. We have to learn how much you are paid, no? So we are very poor in getting fees. Frankly speaking, I'm still very poor. So I don't enjoy asking about the fees. So I always say we are the Gandhian, but we are not Gandhian. We want to fly in business class, but we don't love money. So what is this? You want to fly to Japan, see the Tata Wando's building, but you don't love money. So we are not like school teacher who wears khadi ka kurta and theli and lives that life. So that's the problem. So I found that result because I was very weak in asking the fees, and in the beginning of my career, I used to design the high-rise building. And every time the floor goes up, first floor, second, third, लगता है कि अभी तो fee मांगना ही पड़ेगा, अभी 10th floor तक पहुंच जाएंगे, no? So yeah, but you don't know how to. And once you reach 7th floor, your fees are hardly 10% of advance fees come. You're still wondering. And that day you decide कि आज तो मैं phone करके बात करता हूँ. And then you call. Before you call, that bugger understand. And says अभी एक भी flat नहीं बिक रहा है. So we are not able to sell. And again you put by that time you reach to 10th story and your fees are just half and are done, no? In our practice, now it's much better. So anyway, so the client came and they say, we love your work, and then tell us about your fees. So I'm not good. So we have our accountant guy, he decides all the fees. Because he's good at account, he can decide, I will design. So I say, sir, you can call me in the middle of night, I will pick up the phone about design. This guy, Ketan, has to run the office. He will come, don't feel offended because he's a simple graduate of BCom guy, but he decides the fee. Whatever you both decide, final. बाहर जाके I told Ketan कि भैया river side वाला plot है, such a lovely project. It's a dream project for any architect. We want to do it. नहीं तो सूरत के बाजू में संजीव पुरी रहता ही है, no? They will go to the Mumbai and give it to work. So make sure that they have come to Ahmedabad. That means Surat people prefer this going to Mumbai because it's nearby. They have come to Surat means they like our work. So I told that anyway. I will say keep sharing the story. Next one. Can somebody do the next one? Yeah. So then the clients were there with the same house. And they said fine. Then Ketan went, discussed the fees and everything. And then they called me, sir, why don't you come and meet? All three clients were sitting like that and said, thank you, Mr. Patel, we'll talk to you later. They went away. We are on 10th floor. They went away. I said, Ketan, aapne kya garbad? What did you do? I said, I'm sure these people just went away because I know you must have quoted the fees, which is like a bomb. And He said, this plot is so big, they want to build such a huge house. How can we work with the low fee? I say, yeah, but your dream project is riverfront wala hai. Now Ketan doesn't understand the terminology of architect, right? So he said, no, what the kind of fee we quoted, they are asking is too low. How can we work? So I denied. I said, you denied? He said, I denied. I said, but I told you this is my dream project. I want to work on the riverfront, which I have never got it. He said, sir, by Baroda, मैं खत्म कर लूँगा deal. I said, what is by Baroda? So he had a strategy. Because they came by car, they will drive, and the Baroda will come halfway. So Baroda is like 1 hour drive. And then he will reach. So he said, by Baroda tak मैं उनको final कर दूँगा. Either they bend or I will bend. And exactly after 1 hour, that's the Baroda time, he came back, he said, done. We are on the board. He finalized. So that was his strategy. He wanted to buy the time and try to convince till they left. And by the time they go towards the Bombay, towards Sanjay Puri side, he was very sure he will get the project. So that's an accountant can do, not an architect can do, no? So anyway, so that's the house. I think proportions are a little stretched, but it's okay. I think we all architects, we can understand. Next one, please. So the same house with a nice courtyard. We have the bamboo we cut because from inside bamboo looks fantastic. So that's how from inside, and we painted them black. Next, it's an Indian marble, by the way, not the Portugal. This is a lovely Indian marble we have. We also have a lovely marble. Not only the Portugal people have the good marble. Next one, please. I think it's not working. Next one, yeah. Okay, this is another house we did almost 16 years ago, where we designed the whole thing with like glass and wanted the frameless house, kind of living space with lots of greenery around. The house keeps growing, so now, I mean, we really planted lovely the palm trees. Now we removed also, and we created another kind of a little swimming pool because they got lovely two twin daughters, and they wanted a little splash pool. Next one, please. This is like a house which was done by somebody, and the client came and they were quite capable, and his brother's house was done by Sanjay Punjabi. So he wanted, but he was living with parents. So he had no courage to break his own house because it was emotions were attached. And such a lovely building, a house called Courtyard Garden House or something like by Sanjay Punjabi. It was beautifully done by for his brother. And he wanted to rebuild, facelifting of his house, and we took that project and we added with the landscaping, and they all love it. So I feel very happy. Sometimes it's good not to build the new things, but stay with emotions of your parents and stay. And I think we could even you can do a good job to that. Next one, please. So same house, what we realized, it was a beautiful house, but they had not outside living. They were not living in the verandas. And we thought it would be really good to create a small veranda which is in front of a garden because they have a lovely space. And then we call it a razor cut thin RCC slab. We casted with the steel columns, which are triangles basically, and created a succulent plantation. So I think they love. They always, whenever we go in Sunday in the evening, they say we only live here. So that's a big credit. They have a lovely house, but they love this small little space. Next one, please. Yeah. This one? Oh, perfect. Yeah. So this is another house where it's a fantastic pictures taken by the photographer called Vinay Panjwani. See, it's also matters. Our earlier pictures were always done by Sebastian. Sebastian is one of the finest photographers of India. He does such a lovely photography, but he's a man of photography of interior shots and tight. And when Sebastian came, the entire half of my office will get vanished because Sebastian says, Hiren bhai, aapne 3 saal kaam kiya ye project pe? He says, yes. Who is going to come to see your house? I say, hardly few people. Your clients are going to allow the people to visit. I say, no, 2 baar honge, uske baad to mana kar denge. Nobody wants to open up their house to the strangers. That's the private domain. So he said, we have to take a good pictures. Means you have to spend 2 days properly for this house because your pictures are going to represent yourself. Nobody is going to see such a lovely house. So my half the office will call and we all will clean up the glasses. We'll see the sleepers are there, we'll remove it. बच्चे लोग घर पे भी वो बेड का कुछ किया नहीं, we all are sit and put everything perfectly because he wants to, he's a picture perfect guy, he wants to shoot like that. Versus Vinay Panjwan is completely different guy. He said, "Jo hai aisa rakho na, what is the different? I'm capturing the light, I'm capturing the space," and he works with the Raghurai. तो उसको दिखता ही नहीं है. If Sebastian has ये curtain ऐसा है, ये curtains नहीं है, तो आधा घंटा we will just close up, we'll get them down, we'll do ironing and we'll put it. It's absolutely like madness. But that's the level of perfectionism he is. Where Vinay doesn't care, but he captures the light so well. So that's the beauty. So it's good to learn from different photographer, and whatever style you love, you just work with them. Yeah, so these are the lovely pictures by him, capturing. This is another house we call house of multiple courtyards. It's a beautiful house again. And we have different courtyards of different trees. So this is Kashnar, Bohemia, Blackemia. We have bottle brush over there. So every season you see the different kind of coloring of the flowers, and it's a nice feeling. I mean, if you stay next to the nature, it's one of the best things. And in Ahmedabad, we are blessed. We have lots of land. We have less high-rises compared to the Mumbai. We still live in. So this is again, this is a nice bedroom. On first floor, we created a completely like a forest kind of. I mean, more wilderness into the garden, on the terrace garden, basically. They were the lawyers, and we thought that we have to get a peace of mind for them, because every day they keep fighting with their cases, and they love this. The man, he loves his room, which is completely with the wilderness, and they still have the privacy because we don't have much of high-rises next to each other. This is another office we did in Surat, and the client wanted to make their, and we saw the lovely space, and we said we'll build over here. And what we did, we created 4 cubes, which is completely with the full frameless glasses, and the central part is of the big veranda. And we thought, in our houses, the people love verandas. Why can't we create the office with a veranda? And that's how we have lovely spaces. We most of the time see they are having more meetings on the outdoor verandas rather than going inside. And once after they were using for 2-3 months, the client called me and they said, "Hiren bhai, ek bahut moto problem thai gao she, no?" When client go for problem, we think, it might be raining from somewhere, or I have not given the proper detail of the roof rain visor, half of the veranda is open, it may take a problem, or it could become like furnace of hot box because of so much of, you start thinking like that. He said, "No problem, bijo she." I said, "Then bijo, what is the problem? If everything is working well, what is the problem?" He said, "People come for 15 minutes and they go after 1.5 hours because they love our office so much." So that's the like kind of compliment in a way. They say our office people genuinely love so much, and they come for a very little time, but they feel so relaxed and they stay over for a long. I say, "Bhai, khaman khada kara." Surat is known for khaman. Keep feeding khaman to your clients, and but that's the way of usage. You enjoy while working. So that's a lovely space. This is a house which is of multiple courtyards, just to give an idea. Surprisingly, this was the client has given work to the Chana Daswate, and he was almost on the board. And then maybe client thought maybe working with Sri Lanka would have been difficult. So they came back and they thought they want to make a house by local architects, and that's how we were selected. And client did not say, but I came to know, and then you know how much pressure will build up, because you are starting yourself checking. Will be able to create hills beautiful like the Chana Daswat or something. So it's always good to stay on the fear complex. I'm a still person with a fear. I never have confidence to say that. I always work fear, and I see that's a good way of doing. Always try to underestimate yourself. Try to learn from everybody, because this life is never ending, and there's so much of work. And thanks to Instagram and everything, every day you get such a lovely feeds, and you realize that so much of learning everywhere. So stay grounded, I would say. We are blessed. We are one of the finest species of the country, that we have learned honesty. We have understanding of aesthetics. We should carry that and bring that culture to the rest of the surrounding people to us. But stay grounded, because there's much more to learn about it. So that's a lovely house, by the way. is another house which we call the house of the three courtyards, because there were two lovely mango trees were there, and we created the center courtyard. And they say, the client, they say they love this courtyard so much. And they say every day they live in this courtyard. They say we never go in our living spaces, but this is a space where we live. It's a joint family house, 2 brothers and their kids. So there are 7 bedrooms, and they are all identical one. So grandfather is next to the family room because it's convenient for him. Then the uncle and father and 2 kids and their own kids. So that's how it's a central courtyard house, but this is nice. Same material palette, because they had earlier small structure, and we thought we'll carry with the same materials. Nothing wrong about that. I will learn that thing that don't get so much fascinated about the materials and everything. There are much more than in subconscious than this. Yes, obviously I could have done Spanish tiles to this, but we prefer the Mangalore tiles, because India में भी अच्छा बनता है, Mangalore में भी अच्छा बनता है. You don't have to buy the Spanish tiles anymore. So yeah. This is another house which we did, and the entire society was designed by the architect called Dilip Soni, and he was living next door. And we got this project where it was a builder's project, and 2 houses were done, and they wanted to demolish and make a new one. We tried to do that. If we revive both, we tried to work out the plan, but we realized it won't work. Builder's workmanship was not so good. We thought it will be wise to raise down both the buildings and make a new one. And the question came, who the hell I am? I mean, what a kind of ego I am having that the architect who's living next there has put his heart and soul for this real estate project, and in front of his eye we are going to break his 2 babies. So we were really conscious about that. But then client wanted a very modern house, but we say we'll use a roof because that architect loves roof, and to give honor back or getting respect back or getting his approval without even meeting him, we thought we'll go with the sloping roof, and that's how we did this thing. And also I tell that sometimes you want to work with a fine detailing, and it's good to share with your people, and then they come with the ideas. So I was telling, see, I again tell everybody that everybody has their own carpenter. I have my Suresh. Suresh is a fantastic guy. वो मेरा और उनका direct connection है. I don't have to make any drawing. I say Suresh ऐसा बनाना है तो बन जाएगा. So everybody has a Suresh. Now what happened? I went 10 times to Milan, but Suresh is Rajasthan से Rajasthan है. He is not even going to even Delhi का अपना जो fair होता है. So what I realized, I have to uplift my people, and I send. We did one lovely project for where we bought B&B Italia furniture, and we told we don't want anybody coming from Italy to put furniture. I say I will fly my carpenter to your factory. You have to teach him how to do assembly of the things, and they agree. He was for 21 days in B&B Italy. When he came back, उसका अवतार ही बदल गया. He was completely a different person. He talks like B&B Italy guy. So, I mean, he has now his own factory. He's in competition with all Italian guys. His wardrobes are better than Rimagesio. I can bet you on that part. And no, he said, अभी ऐसा भी like polyform जैसा kitchen बन जाएगा. ऐसा कैसे बनेगा भैया? तो बोला कि मैं carcass मैं बना दूँगा. I will make the carcass. The front I will airlift. I say airlift. सुरेश कहाँ से airlift करेगा? Will airlift from Austria. Polyform also does the same thing. वो भी वही करता है. So he has become so powerful. So I told Suresh, I want veneer inside, but I also want veneer outside. So he said, okay, ठीक है, कर देंगे. Now outside veneer is very difficult because you don't get. So this guy, he doesn't know English. He fly down to Burma, find somebody, got the patli chip, thick chips he got from that. He brought it here, went to Turaksha, is a very good ply veneer manufacturer of Gujarat. He was shocked. He said, मेरे 50 साल में इतना अच्छा मैंने veneer ही कभी नहीं देखा. I have never seen such a veneer, such a thing. How can you got it? He said, I got to Burma and got it done. He made it, and he did it because he wanted the veneer's life for 34 years or 35 years outside. And I said, अरे सुरेश यार तू बर्मा जाके आया, मैं भी कभी नहीं गया. I mean, I was not going to Thailand or Burma. You went alone? He said, हाँ. I said, तेरे को अंग्रेजी भी नहीं आती है? You don't know English? इसे इटालियन को भी कहाँ आती है? See, look at the kind of confidence he got it. So I always tell that always take your people there. So now I am going. Suresh already gone to Milan Fair. Now मेरा अजय कलर वाला जाने वाला है, मेरा POP वाला दिनेश जाने वाला है. मेरा बूढ़ा भाई फ्लोरिंग वाला जाने वाला है. No, he will go to Portugal and see their stone. They will teach. That's how you collaborate. But don't underestimate your people because they are genuinely good. So, and this is the best example of that. Before I start closing, I have many slides, but this is one more. We have a lovely furniture of this, which is, if I have the same slides again, I can check. No, okay, that's the same house with the beautiful sunrise, sunlight coming from the morning. The grandfather loves that. I still have 4 minutes? I still have 4 minutes. Oh, questions answered. Okay, so I will keep running. It's not moving now? Yeah. Can you? It's not. Yeah. So I think I will keep running. We have still 4 minutes to have a question and answer if somebody wants to ask about it. Otherwise, this will keep moving. So, yeah.
Hiren, amazing designs, but an even more entertaining presentation, I must say. People were laughing the entire time and enjoying your presentation. So beautiful. There were so many amazing things that you've said, which I will highlight very, very shortly. But before I take more time, let's ask our wonderful professionals back here, because you guys are within the industry. What questions do you have for Hiren? We have someone back here. Oh, it's always better to use the mic, because then we have that captured then for all of you all.
Question is on behalf of so many architects sitting out there. Can you share the number of your accountant?
Yeah, definitely. It's too good. See, I had one more story. Me and Ketan works with the inferiority complex. So Ketan is an account guy. So all the time we come and the person like you or somebody says, Hiren, you have become like a brand. I say, a brand kya hota hai? I know brand is like a worshipping Shivji. Because I met somebody who was working for Tommy Hilfiger. He said, brand banana is like Shivji ka prayer karna hai. Like entire life you will put, then brand banti hai. So मैंने बोला brand वाले चने की झाड़ पे मत चलाओ. We are the same people, simple people, no? So Ketan also understands. Ketan to never comes to any fair. He has no idea how people know. He doesn't understand of any architecture because he doesn't see. उसका काम है मुझे मेरी fee collect करना, office चलाना. So what happened that he was fetching better fees than me for sure. But recently, one of my my classmate joined, Manoj. So now after Ketan, Manoj has come. And Manoj realizes the value of brand. And now we have strategy. सबसे छोटी, सबसे fee, low fee मैं quote करने वाला हूँ. क्योंकि मैं 10 लाख से 1 लाख जाने में मेरा तो 2 मिनट भी नहीं लगता है. I can go down because I love work. I have no affection towards that. But we have to run office because now we are 70 plus people. Then Ketan is higher fee quotation. उससे high वाला मनोज बंदा है. तो मनोज will charge like a bomb to the client. फिर 2-3 दिन के बाद फोन क्लाइंट का नहीं आएगा. मिकी विल से सर वो फोन ही नहीं आया. मनोज मैंने हाई फी बोला होगा. Then Ketan enters and he says, sir, that was like things, but the Ketan comes. And then finally I call के भी ये मेरा dream project है तो Ketan तेरा भी ज़्यादा है तो चलो अभी कर लेते. That's how we work. But it works wonderfully. Yeah.
Thank you for telling us the story behind your accountants as well. Absolutely wonderful. I think we have another question that we could take from back here in the front.
Hello. Yeah, all the slabs which you have shown are really very sleek, very, very thin, really very, very complex. How do you do that?
Yeah.
And who's the engineer behind it?
Yeah, so it's basically the razor cut thin concrete we call.
No, that is one. I've seen most of the slides.
Yeah, so what we realized that we do.
My question is it illusion or is it there? Because they are all standing.
No, they're all actual pictures.
No,
I'm saying no Photoshop.
I'm not saying Photoshop. My question is कि आपने edge में लोग का पतलू करना है ये बुद्धू का
So we do. That's what we do. So what we do that let's say we have sloping roof. We want 6 feet of sloping roof. We come till 3 feet of concrete, and then we add the metal work. So then you see the edge that like. But that's how you take care of.
Yeah, I was taking peer pressure on me.
Yeah, so it's like that.
Thanks for relieving it.
Perfect. Yeah.
I think we could just take probably one last question if there's anybody else in the audience.
थोड़ा केंगो कुमा का देख के इंडियन जुगाड़ कर लेते हैं. That's how we do it. Yeah.
We Indians are meant for jugaad. We love it. Any final question maybe? No? Oh, there's one question from the love. Okay, you have something to say? Yes.
He's a wonderful person and it comes out in his
Thank you
presentation.
so much. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I completely agree, Hiren. Like
Yeah.
a couple of points that you mentioned, which I would like to accolade him for as well. He was like, don't underestimate your people. Okay, take your people along with you. He's traveled around the world, but now he ensures that everyone along with him also travels and kind of gets that exposure. I think that a lot of founders don't really do. You know, they get the exposure to themselves, but they do not pass it on to the people working for them. And I think you do that absolutely fantastic. Even your carpenter has gone to Burma. How amazing is that, you know? That is absolutely lovely. And also in terms of your designs, they were absolutely spectacular. I have one question for you. Because you were talking about Instagram, social media, that's obviously not your arena, and there are so many things that have changed now, taking photos and everything. So how do you think the entire industry has evolved since you started off your own company since 1989?
Yeah, I would say the Instagram, Facebook, the blogs are powerful media for us because that's how you connect the rest of the people. So use them wisely, use for your own business, definitely, but do remember that's the Maya. So do remember for learning part, I mean, you have to go and physically see the building. So as a student of architecture or design, I would rather go somewhere rather than appreciating by 5 photographs. So it's a good thing we have to balance both of it. If आज कम like हुआ तो आराम से सो जाना, कल अच्छा बना, अच्छे likes आने वाले. We get so obsessed. I also say it's good to unfollow someone. See, I always tell when you see somebody's, and if I'm seeing somebody's work on Instagram, if I feel sad or if I feel jealous, please do not follow them. एक महीने के बाद एक बार देख लेना, मेरा competitor है. Yes, I want to see what he's doing because I want to do better than that person. But every day you see their work and you feel jealous, don't do that because somewhere it goes inside your heart. So don't do that. महीने के बाद wife के Instagram से देख लेना. No, because आजकल Instagram also मैं 15 बार मैं संजय पुरी को देखूंगा और ऑफिस कॉन्टैक्ट को देखूंगा तो वो अपने आप को फीड आना चालू हो जाता है. तो then I start learning that because now my mobile understand that ये बंदा एक महीने के बाद किसी को बहुत follow करके देखता है work. But I don't want to follow because I feel jealous. So I don't want to see them. But yes, I want to be curious because I'm in the market. I have to learn. If Sanjay Puri does a fantastic job, I have to learn from him. He's a dear friend. That's why I'm talking his name. No? Don't take it directly that way. So now I learn new technique. If I want to follow somebody, to see somebody, I don't use my mobile. I use my wife's mobile. Because I started doing, again, the Instagram start feeding to that which you don't want to follow.
Thank you so much, Hiren, firstly, for being so honest and upfront and saying that if somebody's work bothers us, let's unfollow that person and not get carried away by the whole thing, and also using your wife's Instagram. Thank you so much. May I request you to kindly take center stage because we would like to felicitate you for that wonderful presentation that you've shown us back there. And may I please invite on stage Mr. Mohit Hajela from Jaguar, and can I please also invite over Sheila Sri Prakash from Shilpa Architects to kindly join us on stage.
Yeah.
Do we have Sheila around? Oh, she's right there.
I hope you
I think there was so much to learn from this presentation just beyond design. In terms of how to manage your business, in terms of your personality and the qualities that are required in today's day and age to actually run a competitive industry, and how to actually stand out from your competitors. Do a competitor review or an analysis, but don't get absorbed by them. Thank you so much, Hiren. That was absolutely lovely.